is playing Blitzcrank on the Oceania server. It's bronze 3, so rather low MMR there, but let's see. And like I said earlier when I tried to make this, let's see if I can fit this in the screen. So about the runes, I think you have pretty much the runes that you would want either way, because Blitzcrank is alright with the attack damage. The optimal page would be to have maybe flat magic resistance rather than scaling, because as support you don't really need, you need the early game strength rather than late game really, because there's no way you're gonna be the strongest champion in the late game anyway most of the time, so you just wanna win the lane for your AD carry. And I know some Blitzcranks use mana for quints and cliffs, but that's another story really. But yeah, with these masteries there's something I wanna mention, like enchanted armor is not really that great on support usually. It only gets good when you have like good items like Frozen Heart that gives a lot of armor, because it's only from, the bonus is only from the items you have bought. It doesn't help with your level 1 armor. I think it affects runes, but since you don't have much from armor from runes or masteries, it's not gonna give you anything at all really, so recovery is better. And here inspiration is a bad mastery. I think you should never pick it. Reason is it doesn't do anything if you're ahead, and if you're behind it doesn't really help enough. It's so little XP that it doesn't even matter. So the better option would be to get Summoner's Insight. All 3 points of it. And Fleet of Foot is also great. Maybe not a game changing mastery, but the movement speed is great. Also, I'm not really sure if there would be a way to fit the mastery points into Expanded Mind with Blitzcrank, because he really likes the maximum mana. And then to the game. So in the loading screen we see you have exhaust. I always pick Ignite on Blitzcrank, because you want to have the kill potential really. Exhaust is better for longer fights, keeping your AD carry safe, out of reach and shit like that. But with Blitzcrank you wanna have the kill every time you land the hook, so Ignite helps you with that more than Exhaust. So I don't think Exhaust is really even an optional if you're picking Blitzcrank. Like even an optional choice, because Ignite is always better for your purpose of killing people faster and having the burst, you know. So a big part of bot lane is here coming up to the least for your jungler. You don't wanna spend too much time on it because you wanna be the first to the bot lane. If your enemy gets to the lane before you, they have an EXP advantage, and the worst case possible is to miss EXP from the melee minions dying. So I always only give 2 auto attacks to help my jungler, and then I would take the shortest route to the lane. That way you get to lane rather quickly and you get the chance to be aggressive in the lane. 1, 2 and leave. But now you fuck up and you even cancel that auto. And you still even go back and hit the blizzard, so a lot of things went very wrong there. And also about the starting items. Relic Shield is must have, I think, on Blitzcrank. It will help you push the lane, it will give you sustain and even help you AD carry sustain. But the thing I like most about it is it will help you push the lane with the executing. And buying stealth wards level 1 is not really that great. It used to be the case long time ago, but since the trinkets came, it's not really that great. Sweeping lens and stealth wards, I mean, sure you could sometimes use it for like lane pressure by removing the ward and having a 3-minute ward to allow for more aggressive playstyle, but in reality I don't think it's good start. So I would always start the Relic Shield, 3 biscuits and the mana potion and the warding totem. So if you notice, you've already missed 1 EXP from the melee minions, and it's a pretty huge deal for Blitzcrank. You can't have that happen to you ever. It just makes you lose the lane really, against the good opponents at least. So now look at this. You should have the same EXP as Misfortune, but you don't. You're so behind. And here with the Relic Shield you could be pushing the lane and getting the level 2 first. But since you're missing EXP already and you haven't even touched the minions at all, so that's also one mistake I see a lot of supports make. They don't touch the minions at all because they think it's not their job. But the best supports are very active with pushing the lane usually, but it needs to be the right timing for that. And here you get the nice hook on Annie, who thinks he's not gonna be in tower range, but she was. And here the all-in. You should be using potion like as soon as the fight here started with Annie. And especially like now before you start going for the Jinx. Like, why didn't you use the potion? It will matter here, as you can see. It would give you 20 health instantly and 150 over 15 seconds. And this fight here lasts just about 10 to 15 seconds, so having the extra HP would have made a huge difference. And here you will see her start the W. It even makes that sound and shows the line. So why don't you flash over it? If you dodge it with your flash and have that potion rolling, you would have beat her. You would have so easily killed her right there. Now you're sent back to base with 600 gold. Think I would get Ruby side here along with 2 wards. That's 550 gold or something. And then you could even get the potion. Instead you went for the Nomad's Medallion, which I think is a worse buy, but at least you got some item. And I think you even had money for... well, actually you don't. If you didn't buy 1 more potion, you could have a second ward, which I think is should be pretty important to have. Not much going on here right now. So you're clearing this ward, but you don't wanna get poked too much doing it. And if Annie is playing aggressive like this, you could just hook her, to be honest. You have the vision, so if she was walking forward really like this, it's the easiest hook of your life, so just take it. And you have all these minions here, so to have to fight right there would have been perfect. Like right now, and you miss it. You're standing too far behind anyway, like why don't you just go to that brush? Somehow, are you pinging back or what? Now Annie has the stun, so... But they are fighting among your minions, so it's just a bad fight by them. And you should have the hook here on her. And MF actually gets that. So now MF is, for some weird reason, wanting to recall. I guess she's scared of the Warwick, but I don't think you should be. You could also just communicate to her. Type just push and ping the lane, ping the minions, push with me and then recall. That's what you should probably communicate to her. And somehow she decides to come back. But then she gets scared again for some weird ass reason and comes back again. So this whole decision making is really making no sense, really. So much wasted time. And also you should have recalled at the same time as MF to get the side stone. Like, and now since you're staying, you can't get poked too much. Just get the XP. Don't even try to contest any minions or anything like that. So don't get poked here. Like, actually, you're even taking more damage than I would like you to, and then you get some really bad hook them, like bad attempt kind of. And then you walked up to them with having no hook. You can't really do that. Yeah, sometimes people get scared when you're walking up to them, but if you better have the hook, really. Then you face check the brush and stand on the traps or walk into the traps. But then you also don't have the ward in this brush. It's gonna be a big deal, really. You wanna see why? Because now MF can't finish the MF. I mean the Jinx. MF can't finish the Jinx. Oh, yeah, she gets out of vision. I'm not so sure she had the range for that anyway. She should have changed target at least there, but somehow Jinx also gets really greedy here. Running back to the Annie, and she gets the perfect double like the dream. So all in all, I guess it was alright for MF, but you really want the double assist there, it's so much money. And here you should have sold this stealth ward and get the mana potion or a pink ward, I think. Yeah, you could get a pink ward. And the pink ward I would use maybe on this brush, or another option would be walk all the way over here and ward this brush with it, or even this brush, but you don't want to have the pink ward in a obvious place that is easy to clear, unless you're really like looking to get picks in an area where they really want to go, like the dragon bit. Like if you now with this advantage would want to kill the dragon, it would be kinda easy with the pink ward over here and just do it out of vision. So yeah. But since you didn't get the pink ward, you don't get to use it. And here you have a huge level advantage, level 6 to level 4, easy kill. Maybe even chance to chase this Jinx kind. I think you should go for it as soon as you have your hook. With W, yeah, you're doing it. But I think she's out of reach. And also this ward here, it's not really good. You wanna have it in the brush over here. So if jungle would come, you would see them way too late, like you're over here and seeing them over here it's too late, so you wanna rather see them over here or here somewhere. So yeah, you need to have deeper wards than that. And also you're only using one single ward at the moment. Like, you won't see the mid lane roaming. Also it's TF, so at this point he would already be teleporting, but you wanna see that even when it's before the teleport even starts. So sometimes I like when my lane is pushing like this, I might walk in over here and at least to the dragon area to ward. Against TF you kinda need the wards over here and here, to be honest. So MF luckily survives that. And Katarina gets greedy as fuck, but gets a kill. But doesn't get away. So I think you're going for the talisman next. I actually like to get Moby boots after Sightstone and that gold item. Moby boots because then you get so fucking dangerous with W and all that movement speed from the Moby boots. Especially with fed AD carry like this, you can initiate rather easily, like with no fear, because she will just kill everything you get to her. So again, you should be warding the Tribers. DF walked all the way there. If he actually came from behind, he could have maybe even killed the MF before you had any chance to react. So MF is putting down the right one. It's good that you use the sweeper there. You can also check the brush for wards like with minions. If you're not, if you're standing in the brush and the minion wave is pushing towards you, at this point they will turn and attack you if they have a ward in that brush. So it's a good way to check for wards. Yeah, I think not much you could have done there. It's just bad positioning by MF. About this fight, I don't know. Yeah, better just recall. There's not much you can do. So you now have the talisman. It's a decent item, but I don't really get it like often at all. I think there are like better alternatives. So also, since you now have the talisman, you don't really need to like try to hook them. With talisman and W you could just run up to them with E, and once they're knocked up you could then hook them or do whatever. Or get the easier hook when they're running away. Especially at the lower elo, people when they're running away they just move in a straight line, so it's kinda easy to hit the hooks anyway at that point. And that misses. So you are now in the dragon. So yeah, you wanna buy pink for wards for this occasion really, so they don't get any idea even that about. Well, maybe they did have an idea that you were doing it, but if they're contesting, you could clear their wards with the pink ward to make the stealing harder and all that. Also, sometimes if you keep the area clear of their wards for a longer period of time, you would get the dragon without them even noticing it. So I think they're 17 minutes in. Oh yeah. If I try to go back, I get the error. Like, I'll try to reload it fast. So let's try to get back to that 17-minute point. So yeah. Actually, against that team comp, it would be pretty good to have the Crucible. If you know how to use that item, it will remove a stun from a teammate of yours and heal them for like 10% of their maximum, I think. So if you had Crucible, you could use it when Annie stuns TMF. You wanna have it like key bound to a good key that you will always remember. Like I personally use a lot of my active items on number 2. It's like right above W, and I also have it on Smartcast, so I'm even faster at using. But about smart casting items, you don't never wanna Smartcast wards, because then you won't place them in the optimal position, like inside the brush and at the very edge of the brush and shit like that. So yeah. But about the Crucible, like, it's pretty difficult item to use, and forgetting to use is a big deal, and that even happens to me, so I don't actually use it that often with my current supports that I play. Instead of Crucible, you could also get the Locket of Iron Solari or whatever it's called. It will also help your MF to stay alive against Akali, Annie, TF and Warwick. They all deal a lot of magic damage, so Locket would be really good buy for your team. So there's gonna be a fight over here. So I think what will happen was the Annie will get the full combo on your MF. And maybe even both of you. Yeah. Right there. Well, not really. I think she even misses some of her stuff. But now she has the ultimate and ignite. You actually blocked the ultimate from Jinx, which is good, but and he still had too much damage. And then you died though. For some reason MF didn't even use her heal. I think it could have made some difference. Also, I wasn't really paying attention like how you used your exhaust, but I think it should be used on the Annie, so that her full burst combo doesn't kill your carry. Because it will reduce damage dealt by 40%, so if you get that, it would be so helpful. The 40% reduction on the full combo is a big deal. So now you should be probably buying the locket. I also don't like Ruby Sidestone that much at all, because it will only give some HP and the extra charge on, but it doesn't let you have more wards on the map. Only extra charge, which isn't that big deal, to be honest. And I guess the mercs are an alright buy, but I still like the Mobies in a lot of games. Like if Annie is stunning you or TF, it's already pretty good news for your team, because then they are not stunning someone else who is more important in team fights. So you were all the way over here with your side stone, but why didn't you drop the wards? Like every time I visit an enemy jungle or something like that, the areas over here, I drop wards like crazy, you know, every brush I ward. It helps even in combat, so if your enemy is trying to escape, you already have the wards in the brush, so they can't avoid your damage, so that yeah, you should be warding way more than this. So I guess you're going for the locket now, which I'm happy to see. Also this ward is needed right now. You can... I guess you know that you can ward it from there. Oh, you know to do it. Yeah, good job, but one small tip. Before you enter the pit, you should maybe use your ultimate like outside of the pit, so you don't aggro the dragon. Because now you lost like all of your HP trying to plant that ward. And also you weren't there to help your MF because it was taking too long to ward that shit. You could have I personally almost never do this trick ward thing. It's not really that needed. Like right there it was kind of bad decision because the way it turned out. But if you do it correctly, it's great, of course. So yeah, kinda wasted too much time and HP there. Also against Akali, you need to buy pink wards and upgrade to the sweeping lens. Because in team fights she's gonna be stealthing, and look how huge she is. 4 kills, 3 assists and 140 CS. So she's pretty huge actually. But even if she wasn't like that fed, it's still useful to have the pink ward in the team fights against her. But you don't of course like wanna be buying 20 pink wards for the Akali over the game, so which is why I prefer to get the oracles probably first. The oracle lens, it's 500 gold, but I think it's worth it against Akali, who's this big. And it will also help you clear their wards. But I don't know if they're even warding that much. Well, they are only pretty much using the trinkets, which is 4 of them, but and also they have the Spirit of the Ancient Golem, so Warwick is actually warding too. But yeah, again, you don't really have the greatest wards. You need like deeper wards than this. Right now you have actually placed 3 wards, but they are kinda deep in your own territory, so. And there with the hook, you could just attack move to attack the nearest thing, so you don't even have to click the jinx after you land the hook. Like if you just A and click the ground while she's flying towards you, you would get the hook kinda. I mean the E kinda easily on her. But actually I think if she's really spamming the flash, you can't really guarantee your auto attack on her. I think the only way to really guarantee the auto attack on a hook target is to ultimate as soon as they're like flying towards you. So if you ultimate to silence them for the half a second, you would then prevent her from flashing. So if you hook ultimate while they're flying towards you, like inside the radius, and then you start spamming the attack move on the ground or on the jinx, you would then guarantee the knock-up, which would have killed her. So yeah, but that's like something that takes a lot of practice, of course, and it takes a decent internet connection as well, I think. Well, actually not even that great, to be honest, but it's something you just need to practice. And what else? Yeah, also on my stream page there's like some guides like for warding and key bindings. Yeah, so you wanna see the key binding section. I think I explained the attack move quite nicely there, I think. And target champions only is a key bind you wanna learn how to use as well. Actually, I think you're going for Banshee's Whale. Wait. Ooh, I like the Locket a lot more than Banshee's Whale, to be honest. You need to keep your squishies like MF alive, and Locket would do that quite nice. Like it won't really like help them to stay alive if they're catching too many spells in the face, but it can make a difference in some team fights. At least it's a lot more better item than the Banshee's Whale. And now before chasing enemies in fights like this, you need to like check your minimap. You were missing 2 people there. So every time before you initiate, just check the minimap for like. You also didn't even know if enemy had like reinforcements coming or something like that, because you have no vision there. So Please check minimap before fighting. And now it costs you a life. You were overly aggressive without really having the support you need. And again, you're not really buying the pink wards. There's gonna be team fights with you and Akali in it, so you need the pink wards to really kill her. She already has Jonias and she has a lot of spell vamps, so. And if she also gets to stay in the shroud, it's gonna be so hard to deal with her. So I know a lot of people think Akali is like OP and shit, but it's not really true. With pink wards and Oracle lens, you can remove her shroud, and then she's usually kinda easy to kill. But since nobody's doing that in your team, she has like way more freedom than you would like to like her to have. Like everything is still possible for your team though. But it just takes some correct decisions to turn it around. And also you don't have the greatest ward coverage again, like this whole area. Or it kinda sucks you haven't killed the mid turret, but you could also leave just a ward out in the mid lane, so you would see them arriving to the mid lane and see where they are then heading. So I always prefer to have this mid area ward. Like most of the games my team has killed this, maybe even the tier 2 turret. So as the game progresses, based on what turrets you have killed, you move the mid lane ward. So now it would be here, most likely, or here, if you're even more scared than this. But anyway, let's say you would place it here. So after this turret is down, you would place it here. And after this turret is down, you would probably place it here, right at the base exit. So you would see them exiting the base and see if they're going to push the mid or enter in the jungle. And also this ward here is pretty good. So let's see. Yeah, I think it's a decent decision to turn around and help your MF kill the Annie. Oh, and you even survive. Nothing really you can do right now with this HP. Garen was pushing top, so that kinda sucked. So I guess you're going for Frozen Heart next. You for sure need some CDR, you only have 15%, I usually like to have 30 to 40%. But I don't think it's maybe not the biggest deal on Blitzcrank, because you only usually need like the one hook in your fights. After that you usually don't. Well, of course the secondary hook can be great too, but and the knockups, but having the tankiness and the aura items like Locket is probably better than CDR sometimes. Going for this dragon is kinda... Let's see. You had placed your wards, but you also had the 2 charges here. So you gotta get to the habit of moving your wards as well. Like, don't be afraid to spend all your charges, like, especially if you are starting something like Dragon. Just ward this brush here, or even just like walk all the way here and ward this. Because your DPS doesn't really matter, you're there to like provide this vision and to maybe scare the enemy away or something like that. So yeah, you should be always moving your wards as you're progressing through the map, so you don't get flanked or something like that. Like, that's a huge part of the vision game, providing the vision so you don't get flanked as you progress to the enemy. I mean, to the enemy side of the map and all that shit. I guess you didn't have that much to worry about, because I think you had killed some of them and you saw that the F was like quite far away, but even so, you always wanna have the vision. So I guess the last team fights are coming. I think that Akali should be like one of the primary focus in that fight, but you also still don't have the vision for her shroud. I mean, the reveal. You need the oracles or something. You even have the money for it right now. But you just... I don't know. Oh yeah, you got frozen, huh? And there you get the free picks on the Jinx. But what about the Akali? Well, she can't 1v5 or something like that. I think right now you should be going for Baron. Or maybe towers, I don't know. Something at least. Oh, you see Akali in the bot. Somehow people are not really going for this. And now that you visit here, you should be dropping the ward. Like, every time I would visit or push all the way here, I would drop the ward, so because you know the enemy is gonna walk that way anyway. So you wanna have the vision of enemy at all times. And if you're now going for Baron, it's too late, really, they are all alive. And I think you kinda know, but are you really smart enough to back off? I guess you are. But what happens next? You have wards, but you should have warded the Baron, maybe. Even so, yeah, you can't really contest it, I think. Oh, maybe with Akali down you could fight. But let's see. And I can't see the rest of the replay. I guess what happens is that you lose a team fight and they push through, because I know you lost this game. But yeah, the vision around some of those objectives, and when pushing deep into the enemy territory, you need to drop the wards as you go there. And also the itemization was not really great on your part. You could have. Yeah, I think you get the locket right as the last item or something. I didn't notice you having it during the game, but yeah, somehow the replays. I don't know how many minutes it was missing, but anyway. And here it shows you have the oracle. But I guess you got it kinda late. Like I would get it like as soon as the laning phase is ending and the Akali is like part of the fight. I'm in. You can really deny the Akali a lot with the oracle. Like she won't team fight well at all if you have the vision of her. But anyway, I think the more than the just the warding and the items, you also need to like think about the level 1 and you know what makes you win the lanes, which is like the level advantage and all that, and also the potion use at the first all-in was like really important. Anyway, you might want to watch the laning phase commentary of this game like a few times, because I think I did some really important notes about the leash and the starting items and the level 2 and shit like that.